Oh boy. Hello everybody, and for my next trick, watch this. Ho ho ho! Oh ho ho ho! Ho ho! I'm not Santa. Oh ho ho! Merry Christmas! No. Whoa! Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. I'm getting sorcerers. Uh-oh. It's loading. And I'm probably gonna have to reload everything. Refresh. Oh wow, you can look at my background. Look, stare at this. Oh, look at this. Guess what? Guess what? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Welcome back. Thank you all. Oops. Alright, I restarted my computer. And I'm waiting for my thing to work. Oh, it's getting there. Wait. The spearing act of Kyokamiya. Yes. I'm here and then I'm not. Whoa. I'm gonna see it, but I can feel your PC struggling. Oh yeah, I'm watching it. I'm watching it load. 400. Oh man. Pre-rolls again. Ad break. Why? I'll be lurking until lunch? Yeah. We're waiting. Wait one sec. Oh, it's getting there. Hold up. Oh no, wait. Oh no, wait. Oh boy. Yep, it's loading. There it goes. Let's hope OBS Studio doesn't crash. Alright guys, while I am away Alright guys, what do you how are you guys on this fine 11 o'clock PM? You see, sometimes your audio just disconnects and you don't know why. You know what I was doing yesterday? I was like doing some audio recordings. Ooh, wait one sec. I was doing some audio recordings and it was pretty nice. I finally, for the first time, was listening, or like, I guess kind of recording, and then finally was like, oh my god, I feel like I know what I'm doing. For like, amazingly. I have something that I'm like, it's not like scuff, you know? Audio for what? I am practicing mixing. So I would like I'm practicing mixing and stuff, so I have to go record stuff for songs, and then I'm gonna be like, okay, how do I edit vocals and stuff like that. Mixing audio, yeah. All right, let me watch this, guys. Oh my, wow. Okay, I'm back. Hello, guys. Yeah, mixing audio. So things like for like let's say you're doing like ASMR or you're doing like recordings for anything, you want to have like a vocal drama or like a VC, what's it called? Anytime you ever record audio, you kind of want to mix your audio so that it all sounds like equal or even. Tiny with the attitude, oh boy. Yay, I came back, got me some, woohoo! No, it was more like I was lagging so bad, I was just waiting for it to come back. Anyways, hello, here's my chicken. Welcome back. See you. Okay. Yeah, how was everybody? Okay, I'm not gonna pull it up. I'm not gonna open up my recording program and show you guys that I was recording, but I was taking notes on like Paint. I screenshotted the lyrics and I put it on Paint so that I could be like listening to it over and over again and being like, okay, how do the lyrics work? Like, the lyrics are like this, and then this goes like this, blah blah blah. Where did I put it? There it is. So yeah. Also, I was drawing something for it too, because I was planning on, like, my New Year's resolution for this year is to work on a cover, so that's what I'll be working on. Also, I was just learning mixing in general because I want to have, how do you say, transferable skills. You want to have transferable skills that you can use in like other situations. So if anything, I would prefer to learn how to do things myself rather than, I guess, hiring people to do things, you know? Because down in the future, then I can be like, oh, I don't like the way this thing like was done, or then I can learn how like this works. You have really nice voice. Things gonna turn out great. Thank you. For me, it was mostly like recording for, well, right now I'm recording for a cover, so that I think that's the easiest thing to mix. And then later on, like later down the line, I have a couple of projects for like audio and videos and for like things like that. Mostly a video I have planned. I have to record for that. And then yeah, for other stuff I think it's pretty like way later down the line I have to like figure out projects. But right now I have this one thing that I'm working on. Yay! Hell yeah. So I do have a vlog that I have recorded and I'm putting together and I'm writing the script for. I'm like, I want to say 70% through, so I gotta write the ending and I gotta finish it up. And then afterwards, do you do your own video editing as well? Yeah, I do my own shorts, I do my own videos. All the ones that you see on my YouTube are the ones that I did. My emotes and my alerts and my bit badges, my sub badges, everything I draw. And then yeah, my panels I made, my thumbnails I make. Things like assets and stuff like this, I don't do. These are from other people. The hands are from HRN_XN, I think. And then the chicken, where are you from? Let me look. Okay, there is no There was no information on this thing. There's no tag. I'm sure there's somewhere out there. I know I saved it. Welcome back. Hello. I love the sub badges. They make me look hungry. Yeah. The little burb cafe stuff. So there is actually a theme, by the way, if you haven't noticed. The bit badges are all kind of referenced after drinks, like cafe drinks, and then all the food is my sub badges. So we've got like donuts and cupcakes and like pudding and dango and like ice cream and stuff like that. Parfaits. Yeah. What should I eat for lunch? Burb. Chicken. Frappuccino. Yeah. Or coffee? Latte? I thought the redeem points were fried eggs. No, they're cookies. My channel points are cookies. Yeah. They're cookies. They're very specifically what's it called? Lindor cookies? They're the yummy ones with the jam in the middle, right? Yeah! The Lind cookies. With the icing in the middle and the jelly center. Yeah, the sandwich cookies. I like those. Those are my favorite cookies, so those are my sub badges. Well, not my sub badges, my channel points. They're my cookies. FECK's got a candy! Yippee! Can you eat the chicken in your hands then? No. Chicken back, what's his name? I have no idea. Chicken doesn't really have a name. We've got name suggestions like Karage and Christopher Columbus, which is a great name for a chicken. Christopher Columbus. But yeah, you know how that saying when you go visit a farm and they're like, oh, we don't name our Henry Cavill. Oh my gosh. They're like, oh, we don't name our stock animals, our livestock, because then people would get attached and then we'd be sad when they like died to eat them. So, I don't know. Do you think that's true? There's some people have a distinction. They're like, oh, this is our pets for eating and this is like the ones we're not. I know this one guy on TikTok who owns like 1 million quails, like button quails. You can't eat them, they're super tiny, but he has them for like pets and stuff, and they're super like, look up pictures and they're so teeny. Like when they're babies, they're like little puff balls, like pom-poms, and you're like, oh, cute. But yeah, this guy has like 1 million button quails in his apartment and he does not name them because they're just way too many and they die super fast. But they're very cute. He just has them for fun. I remember a girl feeling sad her chicken got cooked and proceeded to eat it and said yummy. I had a friend whose family raised chickens and they had a chicken and a rooster, I guess to have like, you know, continuous like eggs and stuff. The rooster got so annoying. I went over to her house once and she had like the rooster and then the chicken, and then one time I came over and I was like, where's the rooster? And then they're like, oh, it's in the soup we're eating. And I was like, oh. They're like, yeah, it got really annoying so we had to like kill it. They're like, the rooster doesn't only crow in the morning, it crows all day. Like, all day, all night. It's like if you want something like a dog that just barks all the time, just get a rooster, it's loud. So yeah, they had to eat the chicken. They kept the hen though. The hen was cute. The hen was really warm. Do you eat it with spite? No. They made like homemade, handmade chicken noodle soup, like handmade noodles, everything. What do you have in your hands? My cock. Yes, my cock. Me. Hey yo, yeah. Nice. God. Do you know that sound audio with the? Do you guys remember the Wii Sports Bowling, and then some guy replaced the nice shot with like nice cock? Do you guys remember that? Or just the random Wii Sports Bowling sound effects? Yeah, that lives in my head. Yeah, that every single time I think about like that, my brain goes to like, ah, nice cock. Nice cock. My brain goes to like memes about that. Like when you have like, you know, like the word like caulking, like CAULK. Like I saw an edit of like I think a woods person, like a woodsmith, like doing caulking on a window or something, and they'd be like, nice cock. Now remembering all the Gordon Ramsay taste test videos? Yeah. She's more unhinged in her voice. Let's on. I don't know what that means. I've always been like this. What do you expect? What do you expect? I think Family Guy is a bit about that. Yeah! There's like a Family Guy bit about everything. Also, I'm lagging a little bit. Firefox, why are you using so much CPU? It's time to get rid of all the Notes apps. Goodbye, Notes apps. Alright. It's funny how Brits pronounce deck as dick. Deck. Yeah, I guess so. Say so, Leon, say so. I don't know. I think like we're in 2026. Are people still focused about being say so or unsay so? Are like, is that a thing? Like, cause I remember way back in like early 2020, people would be like, haha, I'm a say so streamer, tucks hair behind ear. Like, I don't know. I think it's interesting to me how like VTuber culture is very not similar. A lot of the bits that have been in VTuber culture have stayed the same and like been there for a while. So I'm just kind of like, you know, you've got people out there who are still doing the whole like early 2000s anime bit gag. And I'm just like, hey, like, I wonder when we're gonna do something else. Like, I thought the point of VTubing was to do something like unique with the medium, but I think most people have not done that. What's the most unholy you have watched / seen? What do you mean by unholy? Like, are you talking about like Red Rooms, or are we talking about like true crime dramas, or are we talking about like Eki and hentai? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. The most yabai VTuber? There is worse people out there for me. Like, the day I discovered that there was AV VTubers was a different experience for me. I was like, I did not know that was a thing. I think it stands from Japanese VTuber culture, stemming from being idols, and they're supposed to be all pure and wholesome. Maybe. LewDtubers? Oh no, not LewDtubers. There's a whole world out there. There's a whole world out there. Not just LewDtubers, but like AV dupers. Like literally AV VTubers. If you see, basically they have like the video, the They have the model on the screen like this, and then in the bottom corner, or like in some corner of the screen, they have themselves, but like their head cropped out, so they have their camera angled to show like their whole body, but like except for the head, which is interesting. And then they like do certain challenges where like, I don't know, like they play a game with like, you know, with like, I think they do different things like subathons, but like with toys and stuff, or like they do games and stuff. I don't know, I never really looked too into it because most of that is on the JP side. I haven't really seen most of that on the English side, because if you try to do that on Twitch or YouTube, you get bonked immediately. And most people have that kind of content on Patreon. That's absolutely an insane and holy. Where did you find such AV VTubers so I know to avoid them? Honestly, if you just go into Reddit and look it up, I think there's a specific company. There is an actual agency of AV VTubers. You're gonna have to look them up though. And then there's people out there who do have like unarchived, unlisted playlists of saved streams from certain AV VTubers. But yeah, that's a thing. Audio is wild. There was a Chinese VTuber that did an NTR audio stream. NTR? What the heck? How? But yeah, there's people out there doing things with the medium that you have never heard of. So, I don't know, what do you consider like unholy? Because like, I don't know, do you have things like that are like, is it yabai in like a sexual way, or is it like yabai in like a murder kind of way, you know? Because there's things like, oh, red rooms where people torture people live on stream, right? It was audio for getting railed for 2 hours. She streamed that on YouTube before it got taken down. Why wouldn't you put that somewhere else? Oh no, what kind of ASMR is this so I can avoid it? I think I got taken down. You can't put that kind of stuff on YouTube because like YouTube will like take it down, because it's technically YouTube supposed to be what, 12 and up? 12 and up. Which is weird because there's like other weird stuff on YouTube. There's like stuff. There's like, oh my god, my voice is dying. That's what happens when I don't talk all day. Blue site, honestly, maybe Patreon. I know they have different websites out there in like other countries. Also didn't miss a scuff. Yippee! Yippee! Different countries have different websites. Like I know in Korea, Twitch is banned for some reason. I forgot. I know there was like a lot of issues with Twitch in Korea when it comes to like Korean payment labor laws. So they have their own website specifically for like Korean streamers. And then some of them do also stream on YouTube. I know in Japan, a lot of VTubers came from Nico Nico Dogo. And then I think Nico Nico Dogo got shut down. So now most of them are on YouTube. But I think if they want to do like lewd stuff, they do that behind memberships so that people are less likely to report them. Bing bong! Hello, Trisket. Bing bong. Well, technically it's bing bing. Cause my brain was thinking about Crazy Frog. Ring ding 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 ding. Wait, that's what does the fox say? not the Japanese YouTube, you would not believe how many interesting things there are out there in other countries. Like, in other countries, sometimes when, like, especially because VTubing is so popular in Japan, if I'm looking for certain resources, I'll just Google something. I'll be like, Google Translate, VTuber, and then assets in Japanese, or like pen in Japanese. And I go look for stuff over there because of how many resources they have for certain things that they don't have over here. Also, it kind of kills me. Like, I look for things on the Western side, like for English speaking sources, and all the stuff they have is very Western focused. And I'm like, okay, I'm not looking for something like that because it's so different. Triscudo, thank you for the follow. Cookie. Faster check, thank you. And water break. Let me drink some water. I had this conversation with a friend a while ago. She was from, like, she spoke Russian. And she was telling me about how all the stuff in our country was really hard to find. So she had to go search things in English because of just how few translated documents there were for, like, very specific research in Russian. It makes me think, like, if you're in a country with, like, not very many things translated into your language and the main language is English, you're kind of forced to, like, stick with that. Because you're like, oh, well, I want to go find brochures about, like, Alzheimer's, and there's very few research about Alzheimer's specifically in, like, I don't know, Czechoslovakia. So it's interesting. It's interesting to think about. I mean, Google Translate exists now, but I'm thinking about, like, a long time ago. About Burger King for lunch. Ooh. Yeah, what would you do if someone commissioned you to draw your character, and after initial draft they were like, now can you draw her loving me back? I don't know. Thank you for the follow, Movable Stone. Hello. How does that work? What do you mean loving me back? I do. What do you... I wonder what that looks like. Like, as in, like, self-insert OC art? Like, this is my OC and I want to draw, like, self-ship stuff. Like that? What would I do? I mean, if you want to do that yourself and you keep that to yourself, I don't really care. But if you commission me to do it, I'd be like, that's kind of odd. I'd interpret it as, like, an indirect confession, especially if they said it with a lot of tears in their eyes. Oh my god. Seeing Chinese New Year music everywhere. Ooh. When is Chinese New Year? Indirect confession, especially if they said it with a lot of tears in their eyes. I don't know what that means. I still don't know how that works. Are you talking about, like... Hey, do you wanna lock toes together? Haha. That was my attempt at a wink. I can't wink. Hey yo. Like, I don't know. I have that written down somewhere. I have, like, a wink for free. Yeah. Despawned. Yeah, a free wing from the chicken. A breeze and a wink, yeah. That was more of a wonk, but thanks. Do you guys do, like, a frog blink? Like, when you blink one eye and then the other? I can't move my eyebrows. It's over, I can go to Valhalla now. I'm trying to wiggle my eyebrows. Can't do that. Just let me do that. Oh. Can't go yet. There's still so many other things to do out there. You know, for a second. Look, free wing from the chicken. I always find it interesting whenever they like... My chicken blinks at the same time as me. My chicken is soul linked. Where'd the bonk at? Oh yeah, it's not working. Yeah, it's not working right now. I can set it up 1 sec, let me turn it on. You can tell when it's on and when it's not because when you redeem water, something shows up. When you redeem water, like does it does like what's it called? Where'd it go? Okay, it's loading. Yeah, I should have read the water bottle. Yeah, sometimes it does. If I have it set up, which I don't have it right now. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of like loading. Anyways. Yeah, I was talking about VTuber culture. I feel like a lot of VTubers are still stuck in like the whole like, let's do the same bits like from 2020. Kind of want people to do things differently, like interestingly. But then again, when I think about like what can you do, it's like kind of hard to think because you're like, what can people do with VTubing? Because you're very limited by the medium. I remember I made a list a long time ago talking about like, okay, so what things can people do with the medium? It could be marine and go fully yabai. There's like a difference between like being yabai for the sake of like because you just wanna, or like just making like haha boob jokes, you know? It's like honestly it's fine if you're like you want to be like that type of community, but I feel like it's kind of getting old. I was like I think as a society, can we like, and the VTubing community, I'm like gripping the VTubing community by their shoulders and I'm shaking them. I'm like, please, can we move past the whole like zooming in on your chest and being like, oh no, look, model review, look, I'm like half naked, and then they like go and cry on Twitter about getting bonked off Twitch because they showed too much hip, or they showed like they focused on their chest too long. Like, it's getting old. And we also have people out there who do the exact same thing, where people just rehash the exact same drama every month. You can like, it's like a cyclical calendar. It's like the cyclical calendar. People are like, hey, so and so is a bad person because they like children. And it's like, okay, but like, can we move past that? Like, why are you so fixated on that point? Like, why? Like, are you the police? Are you Twitter police? Like, hello? Like, it's one thing if they were doing it to real people, right? Like if they were grooming minors. But like if somebody just fully is out there just like whatever, it's dumb. I'm like, okay, this is really weird. I'm like talking about people who like go after specific people for dumb drama. It's like, oh, 50-page Google Docy because so-and-so had a problem with so-and-so because of one specific issue. They were talking about me behind my back. I'm like, figure that out in your own DMs. Can you not confront your own friends? Like, if you have a problem with somebody, talk to them. say it to their face. I don't know why every so often we just have a recurrence of, I'm canceling so and so, my personal experience with this person. It's like, hey, like, we did not need to know that. I got PTSD from the infamous 1000 page docu. There's so many Google Docs out there. My friend sent me one recently about like some TikToker. About some like TikToker who was like cheating on his girlfriend or something. And then they were also a Twitch streamer. And I was like, oh my god, why are you... First of all, I don't think you should be airing your relationship drama on social media. You should publish it as a book, exactly. Why don't we do what people did back in the day where we had public forums and we like rented ads in the newspaper and then we posted it everywhere else out there for the world to see and been like, so and so is a dirty cheater. Just buy ads in the newspaper and just air it out there. Like, you don't need to post it on your thing with like a 20,000 page with screenshots and timestamps and like photos and examples. Like, I'm really tired of Puritan culture. Especially in media where everyone feels the need to be like morally superior. Where it's like, hey, I don't know this person and why the heck should I care that so and so is a bad person? I'm never gonna run into them. They are so far removed from my own social circle. I'm never gonna interact with that person. Why do I need to know about so and so who cheated on you? I think it also comes from how engagement is a big part of Twitter and social media, so there are those who want to air their dirty laundry for the publicity. See, that's dumb. If you see drama, report it. That's what I've been doing. If I go and I see like some controversial tweet and I scroll down in the comments and I see like stupid people arguing, you know what I do to them? I just report them. I've been reporting comments on Twitter. Sorry, not Twitch. I've been reporting hate comments or like people with insanely bad takes or people who just start things for no reason, people with bait posts. I'm just reporting it. My notifications page on my account is just half of it is just, we've received a report, because how many people I've just been reporting to Twitter. I've been reporting to Twitter. I flag it under like hate speech. I only use Twitter to look at art nowadays because it sucks for my mental. True. That's what I do too, but once in a while I get a post like that and then I have to go and block people. Then I have to go report people. Because I'm like, I don't want to see that. Or like, blocking doesn't even work anymore. You just gotta mute. You gotta mute people. I did that too on League of Legends. Yeah. Hello, hi Joshua, good. I do like a lot of... I should mostly use Twitter for art, yeah. Twitter for art as well as sometimes for memes and then once in a while for like video game updates and everything. Also once in a while to go look at like assets. Summon your chicken for hate comments. Yeah. I am first. I am the chosen one. Yeah. Congratulations, welcome in. Whip out your cock for hate comments. Oh my gosh. Assets? Who knows? As someone who's been like streaming for a little bit, sometimes I do get interesting comments on YouTube. Sometimes I get interesting comments on YouTube and sometimes I get interesting comments on like stream. It just comes with part of it. Part of being part of being a public like in content creator. Just being a content creator in public, you're just like, yep, that's just part of the matter. You get interesting comments. But I don't really mind it. Because I know a lot of things that what people say is not truly indicative of what you are. Like, my attitude towards like hate comments and stuff is like, hey, if you're gonna insult me, do it where it counts. But like, none of you guys would ever say anything that would truly hurt me, because my true enemy is myself. So, you can try. What's the wildest comment you've seen about you in your time as a VTuber? I don't even know. And her algorithm. Maybe. No, it's my computer. My computer is my biggest op. My computer hates me. My computer hates me. You can't insult me. I insult myself. Exactly. You can't insult me in a way that matters. I am the biggest hater to myself. I give you one to remember now. I know. Honestly, I've had a lot of wild comments. I just don't remember most of them. Like on YouTube, I think I had a comment that says, "Hey guys, this is my girlfriend." Under one of my comments, they deleted it. But they were under my YouTube. I think under one of my scuff videos, and they said, "Haha, my girlfriend, everybody." And I was like looking at it and I was like, oh, that's, I didn't know what to say. I was just gonna leave it. There is another comment out there that I just don't remember. Mostly along the lines of just being kind of parasocial, which is weird. It's like, I never thought he was referring to the chicken, maybe. I always say you can't do anything to me that I didn't say to myself 6 inches from the mirror. Physical in, like, there's different types of insults, and there's like insults related to like you as a person. Physical, one of the beauties of being a VTuber is that physical comments don't matter to me, because no matter what you say, I am an anime girl. I am an anime girl. So like you can say things like, I hate your hair, or like, she's got like a huge ass forehead, and I'm like, yeah, so you don't. Like, none of it really matters. And like if people were to say things like, I don't know, there's not a lot that would like actually hurt me. Okay, you know what I did? Very toxic. Hello crew! Oh my god. Welcome in! Hi raiders, I'm so sorry. You know what I used to do? I used to browse like the bottom of the barrel, like 4chan, and I used to like the bottom of the barrel Reddit posts. And then like when I first started streaming, I would go and read like 4chan hate. I would go and read 4chan hate, and I would go and read Reddit hate, and I would pretend like they're talking about me. So just to like, you know, be like, okay, these are the insults. Rumors about the office that you got a nice cock, yeah. Her 4chan and Reddit got a follow, hell yeah. No, I used to read like archives of stuff and like posts, and I used to be like, okay, so like what if they were talking about me? And then I would think about it, and I'd sit there and I'd be like, and then I came up with the dictionary too. I'd be like, okay, let's translate this word into friend, and then I'll translate this word into person, and then this word into friendly, like stuff like that. So now whenever I read posts like that, I'm like, oh, this is what they meant. They don't really mean it. So you could say whatever you want about me. I am immune to hate comments, no matter how creative you get to it. Yeah. Make him pretend Gurudo is bad-mouthing his Elizabeth Banham. No! My guilty pastime is to read all the unhinged theories and how Corpo VTuber hates Corpo VTuber. Why? Because one stream they didn't say hello or something like that. Oh my gosh. My favorite thing is to like look at just this stupid, horrible takes that people have online. And then, you know, you get used to it. So being somebody who is like, hey, I am going to become a person who is front facing to the public and seeing a lot of people, I'm gonna get used to hate comments right away. So I just kind of like read a bunch of them. And then now I am just immune. Sorry, my community is no normal now. It's okay. We were talking about hate comments. Thank you for the raid crew. What are you doing? Osu! Ooh. That sounds fun. I'm not good at Osu. Hello crew. No one is normal, bro. Even I'll bully you. Yeah, unfortunately for crew. But yeah, I get interesting comments, but I don't think anything would ever truly be like, oh, this is so sad, I'm gonna go and like cry. Or like, I'm gonna go, I don't know. I don't know why Kami-sama saying that. Kami-sama, why are you correcting people? Oh, because you have to say lurk by itself. I remember. The scuff lurk command. No, lurk works by itself. It's just you can't say things afterwards, but for some reason. I think I have to set it up. Yeah. I have it set so that I think you have to run the command on its own. It's really weird. You can't kill me in a way that matters, yeah. Most of the stuff that people say though online are pretty good. They're nice. Like, I don't think people would ever... Like, if people are gonna be mean and hate on things, it's stuff that you can't change. And then if people are gonna say something that, like, truly hurts you or whatever, just like, they're one guy. They're one person on the internet. You're never gonna meet them. It doesn't really matter. You know? Let me look at my wheel. Does my wheel show up? Oh, there we go. Spin. Spin the wheel. Whoa. AMA. Ask me anything. Weep. I mean, obviously as a streamer I have my own boundaries and stuff, but like, most of the stuff that people talk about is pretty tame. And like, I think I've been like pretty good about being like, hey, let's not talk about this thing. Let's like move away from this thing, you know? So, I got a good crowd. I say this like I'm 57 years old. And I'm talking about like a class of 12-year-olds. You got some good folks. You know, you can unlurk. I have like a lurk and an unlurk. An exclamation mark, a lurk, and an exclamation mark, unlurk. Goes 1000, hell yeah. Also, AMA. If you want to, I don't know, you can ask me a random question. Although I feel like all my streams are kind of like AMAs. You can just ask me anything and I'll just answer. I don't think there's anything out there that I would just not. I'd be like, Actually, no, maybe there are some questions that I probably wouldn't answer. Been like, if you've been like, what's Kyo's social security number? Or like, what's Kyo's credit card numbers? I'd been like, I don't know. Except when you talk about cannibalism that goes wild, hey, I'm always willing to talk about cannibalism. I'm always willing to talk about cannibalism. I'm always willing to talk about like murder methods. I'm always willing to talk about like crimes. I love talking about that. Yeah, cannibalism isn't that bad. It's legal in some countries. I don't know why you guys don't like cannibalism. I think it's great. If you and Yashi get in a fight, who will win? Yashi will win. Listen, I'm not a very fast runner. Yummy! Yeah. I think Yashi would win, honestly. I have... You know how she is when she gets a knife? Why are you running? You know how she is. You know how she is. You let the murder hobo get a gun and then she's like killing everybody. So I don't think I would ever win. Honestly, I will say this, if I was ever in a fight with anybody, I don't know if I would ever win. An ideal world, I like to think I would. I took a lot of survival courses in the forest, and then thinking about it, right? And like, well, if people were to like, you know, if someone was to come out to you, I know where people's weak points are, but whether I have the experience to actually do it, you know? I don't know if I would have like the reflexes for it. Like, I can sit here and I could tell you like all the weaknesses of the human body, what to do, like how to go about it, right? Actually doing it in theory and practice is different. Like, I will tell you, if you are getting approached by a guy and you don't want him to like get near you, go for the balls, right? The number one weaknesses in a person is the eyes, the nose, and then for dudes is the balls, right? Also, the strongest point of your bodies are in two places, your elbows and your shins. So if you're ever gonna kick somebody and they are at like long distance kicking range, you want to go a can swing. So you're gonna like lift your knee up and then you're going to kick your leg out. You're going to like straight up like pull your knee straight up high and then kick out like a can dance. And that gives enough momentum and force that you're able to like hit people. Is the female equivalent titty twisting? Maybe. I mean, for women, I don't know if that's like much of like a hit point for a woman, because like most people just don't care. There's actually not a lot of. If you're gonna do it to like somebody who doesn't have like, if you're gonna do it to somebody who doesn't have like a penis, honestly, I think it'd just be easier to go for the eyes. Like anybody would go down if you were to just stab them in the face with like your fingers. Like if you had to take your two fingers and just go straight for the eyes, like gouge them out, anybody would go down. Pause, hello. Or like, you know, for the nose, like noses are really easily breakable, so if you punch somebody with like a really solid hit, it's pretty strong enough to like disorient somebody, especially like blows to the head. Or like the throat, you know, you always want to go for the throat. Remember, kids, if you're gonna hit somebody in the throat, you gotta make sure it's self-defense. And if you're gonna choke somebody, like not in like the sexy way, you know, you can technically like, so there's a major artery in the side of the neck. Hello, ACV, wait, AXCVBGSZ65T6FDE2. Hello, welcome. So there's a major artery in the side of your neck that, see, I have a lot of medical knowledge. There's a major artery in the side of your neck that if you hold down really, really hard on the side, you can get people to pass out. That's like the general behind, like, you know, the chokehold. You know the chokehold that people do to make people pass out? Not the full government name. Hey, I don't know how to shorten that, so I just read everyone's full name out. So like, you know those like choker or sleeper holds? It's because you're constricting the pressure on the blood flow of the neck, but the thing is with that, it takes a very long time. In movies, when you see people do that, it's not very fast. It takes forever. Also sending chloroform. Chloroform doesn't work. Chloroform also takes a really long time to kick in. Like, you need to saturate a fabric with chloroform and you need to hold it against their nose and mouth for at least 10 minutes for them to be knocked out. And even then, when they get knocked out, it's not for that long. they'll come back in like 5 minutes. So if you're ever gonna chloroform somebody, it's not very effective. And the thing where you chop somebody in the back of the neck, that's not effective either. That doesn't work. That's like unrealistic. And then if you ever hit somebody in the back of the head hard enough for them to pass out, that's a really big issue because you could actually potentially kill somebody. So like whenever you hit somebody in the back of the head and they like fully pass out, that is a concussion. Like if you hit somebody in the head hard enough and they pass out, that means their skull has hit their brain hard enough for the brain to potentially bruise. And so that's like a concussion. You are like literally giving that person a concussion. That's what causes them to pass out. So not a good thing. If you ever hit your head and you're out unconscious for at least like a couple seconds or for a long period of time, that's not good. You have concussion. You have minor concussion. You have major concussion. But either way, don't do that to people if you don't mean to. If you're gonna do it for self-defense purposes, by all means, sure. I don't know, fun other tips about survival. I would give you one more. If a dog is like, especially for a certain types of breeds where when they bite down, it's very hard to get them to release. There are 2 ways to get a dog to stop biting something. You either choke the dog. You can like grab them by the throat to force them to like release so that they can breathe. Or some people say like you can shock the dog by sticking your finger in their butt. I don't know how effective that is though. I don't really know how effective that is. But yeah. I know how to do CPR on animals. I know how to do CPR on people. Because my main thing is, if you are going to like heal somebody, you have to know how to hurt people. Same win. I think she'll win, Yashi. No, I think I would lose. Listen, in terms of physical strength, I don't know. Maybe Yashi would win. If it's in a term of like a physical fight, I'm not winning. Like when it comes to running or when it comes to whatever, but in terms of like brain, maybe. Who knows? You want to know what's really cool? You want to know what's really cool? There's like, once in a while they discover like new species of like lizards out there, and I think it's very cute. They're like, oh, did you know that we have discovered this like specific type of lizard that we've never seen before? And they just post it on Twitch? Not Twitch. Twitter. Why are you getting Twitter and Twitch mixed up? They're like, oh, look, cute lizard. And I'm like, oh. So scientists recently discovered this like yellow colored little like amphibian. I think it's like I think it's a salamander. It looks like it's like a bright yellow. It's very cute. But that's my positive fact of the day. They're always discovering new animals out there. It's formerly known as Twitter now. I refuse to call it X. That's a stupid name. It's a horrible, horrible name. I refuse to call it that. So every single time I refer to it, it's gonna be Twitter. Because I think Twitter was such a cute, like, brand, you know? Because people were like, oh, it's about birds, and then everyone's like, you know, twittering to each other. They're like, and then it's a tweet, you know, like a bird, and then the home was like a bird house, and everything was like, oh, it's all bird themed. But now it's like, what the heck is X? When you make a post, they call that like skeeting. I was like, who the heck is gonna skeet? It's a bluebird, yeah. In my slang, it's a gawk. They're like tweets. They're not calling them tweets anymore. They're called like skeets. I was like, what? How do you pronounce that? What is that? In dialect? Ooh. I don't know what. Is that what you guys call Twitter? Who knows? You know, it's so weird. Wait, one sec. Let me check my downloads. I think I have a new BGM. One sec. Once in a while, I like to find BGMs. I can change. You can search up Singlish. It's a whole new language of foreigners. What? Is that the one where it's like 5 different romance languages at the same time? So they came up with the language a long time ago, where it's like a mix of French, Spanish, English, I think like another like Latin, and they made it so that if you speak any of the romance languages, you can understand it, like at least somewhat, like most of it. You can understand the context of what things are saying. It's very interesting. No, not that one. I think that was cool. Alright, let's switch to this one. Hey! I have so many random BGMs. What about this one? Okay, we'll just leave it like that. We mix Malay, Chinese, English. Wow. Malaysia has Malay dialect, so it's harder for us. Ooh. I actually don't know too much about that side of the world. Like, I know where it is, I just don't know how that works, or like what it is. Actually, I don't even know where that is. Wismong, yeah. I don't really hear much about that country. I just know that you guys are general area, just like around the Philippines, like Southeast Asia. Indonesia's the most popular. True. I think Indonesia has a pretty big population. Right? Like 2 million people? I could be very wrong. I don't know. I don't know how many people there are. I stopped keeping track after... I stopped keeping track of people in the world once we hit like 7 billion. What are we at now? 7.8? Their folklore is scary. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting Indonesian horror games. They're pretty cool. Like the Patong. My school had a international cultural festival, and then there were some international students. I forgot what country they're from. They were either from Indonesia or like Malaysia. I forgot what country they were from, but they were from around that area, Southeast Asia. And I remember them, like, it was around Halloween. It was in October, and they were like, oh, here's a list of all of our spooky, scary ghost stories. They're pretty similar across different cultures, but a lot of them are just kind of like, you know, this is some lady in a bag hanging from a tree, and she is like the vengeful spirits of mothers who likes to eat like pregnant women. Or like, this is the spirit of like a dude who drowned and he eats people's intestines. Or like, you know. What are you guys talking about? I was ordering food. I'm back. What did I miss? We're talking about Indonesian horror. Indonesian / Malaysian, like Southeast Asia horror. Yummy intestines. Have you guys ever had what's it called? There's like a Korean dish where they have like intestines. I forgot the name. They stuff it with rice. Pretty interesting. It's like sausage. Have you watched PMAC? It's a fun Indonesian horror movie. No, I don't watch horror movies. I like horror. I like reading about horror. I just don't like watching horror. Dread Out is about Indonesian horror. I've seen gameplay of it. Sounds like blood sausage-ish. A little bit, but not really blood. Let me look it up. It's like Korean sausage with rice. Sundae. Yeah, sundae and sundubu. It's like yeah, Korean sundae and sundaebu. They take like Korean intestines and they stuff it with rice or like other ingredients. Yeah. Dread Out is the one with a weirdly sexy ghost. Really? Is that the one with like the really thick ghost? Were you guys away at the ad? Is that where you guys went? Me's working. Oh no. R.I.P. Indonesia, Malaysia share the same ghost stories, kind of? Yeah. A lot of them do. Honestly, I feel like a lot of Asian horrors like have very similar ghost stories, where it's kind of like, oh, this ghost had or like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of them have like the same kind of like horror theme. Like so and so was the victim of a curse because the families didn't exercise their spirit properly or whatever. Can I request a raid later? To who? Who? Sure, if they are English speaking and they are not like super huge, because like I don't like raiding communities with like what I called. I don't really enjoy raiding communities with over, let's see here, 100 people. I like raiding smaller streamers. Makes me feel like better sending my community to somebody who's like smaller. Raid Red Bunny V2, they're English and small. Okay, I'll check them out. They have the C accent. Oh, no worries. I love my C friends and my Filipino adjacent cousins that I have. I have a lot of Filipino friends. Also, the VTubing community is pretty big over there in East Asia, Southeast Asia. So, that sounds nice. Sure, I'll check them out later. C accent? I guess you're a pirate then? The C accent, yar. That reminds me of this cryptid horror game where this goth mommy shaped cryptid is in your house and you have a number of ways to deal with her, many which end in death. Are you talking about 7 Days Ghost? There's like there's like a cute ghost horror dating game called 7 Days Ghost where every single day you spend like a day with them, with like a ghost girl. She lives in your house. Bye. See you. Good luck with work. Thank you for stopping by. See you. I like how like I can be like really close to the mic and it sounds super fine, and then like farther away and I'm like really quiet. I did turn up my gain a little bit. I try to find the title of a place like a VN. Ooh. There's a lot of Singapore VTubers, but it's hard to dig out. Honestly, there's a lot of VTubers out there. All of them are just hard to find. It's just more of Twitch discoverability is bad, and YouTube discoverability depending on what you do is also kind of bad, because how things work on YouTube is that it'll recommend you to people in the same country or the same continent. Like if I'm on YouTube browsing, it's not going to recommend me like Russian VTubers, for example. It's not going to recommend me VTubers in like Australia, because you know, like they're in a completely different country and it's not going to recommend, unless I was specifically looking for like Australian VTubers or like Singaporean VTubers, whatever, right? It's really hard to find, especially on YouTube, for it to recommend. On Twitch too, no algorithm whatsoever. It's just scrolling through the tags and being like, well, the millions and millions of people in the VTuber tag. Dating a spirit doesn't sound appealing. She'd ghost you even if you were together. Like my ghost girlfriend from Toem, she passed on and left me behind, and I was so sad. I was like, my ghost girlfriend. My ghost girlfriend left me. Would you want a ghost girlfriend? I'd want a ghost girlfriend. I don't mind being ghosted. That just sounds nice. You can be like, hey, can you pass me something? And they'd be like, here you go. Or like, they'd write you nice messages. They'd write you nice messages on the mirror when you're in the shower, in blood. And you'd be like, oh. We don't ask questions like, where'd the blood come from? We just be like, oh. You come out, imagine you're taking a shower, right? And you come out of the shower and then your ghost girlfriend wrote you a heart on the mirror with blood, and you're like, oh, that's so sweet of you. Asatico came through my deviantly clapping hella cheeks. Oh my gosh. Isn't she like a minor? I thought, how old is Sadako? There's different types. There's like Sadako, there's like other types. I found the game is called How to Date an Entity. You need to rizz her up or she eats you. Is that the lady who's like super like stacked? Isn't she like an elder Tor? Is that the one I'm thinking about? I think I've seen it. She's like, yeah, she's mega stacked and she's wearing white and she's got like, when she eats you, her face splits open and she gets multiple eyes. Very cool. Yeah, she's like an elder Tor. And like, I don't even know how she gets in your house. Yeah, that one. Yeah. I've seen it. Pass you something like I passed away. Oh my god. Imagine living, like, imagine being in a relationship with somebody as a ghost, and then they're like super passive aggressive and they keep threatening to leave you. They're like, you're like, hey babe, like, please come and talk to me. I want to talk about a relationship. And then they're like, I am going to pass on. Can you imagine getting a fight with your ghost girlfriend and they're like, I'm gonna pass on. You're like, no. I want to break up with you. I'm gonna go pass away. That'd be so sad. Oh my god. I think it'd be nice. I think it'd be fun. I can't tell if that's more or less toxic than a partner that threatens to unalive when you get in a fight. I mean, I guess, yeah. True. I feel like I'm gonna leave. I mean, I guess it's kind of like toxic in a wholesome way, because you know if they're going and passing on, they're going to like going somewhere else better, maybe. Who knows? Depends on what you believe in. If you believe in reincarnation or if you believe in like heaven. Oh my god, I saw a tweet on Twitter that was like, it was so it said a comedian was talking about how, imagine heaven was real. Imagine heaven was real. but heaven was just the exact same on Earth, just slightly more convenient. And then the example they gave was like, you're at the DMV, you still have to go to the DMV, but the DMV doesn't have a line. Or you like trying to do some paperwork, and then the paperwork is like super complicated and everything, but like the processing time is like a day instead of like 3 days. So it's like slightly more convenient, but it's the exact same as Earth. Can you imagine? That'd be so funny. The ultimate toxic relationship, but hey, at least you can't threaten to kill yourself anymore. Oh my god, can you imagine? What if you're dating somebody? Okay, here's the idea for like a story.